Hello YouTube and welcome to this 54th Avatar Conquest battle. This is going to be the first battle for Season 3 for you guys who've been with us since Season 1. This is a caduce and just a little shout out to all the people who have been with us from the beginning and have seen us grow, and it's just a good experience. Today I'm playing Kyle O'Connor on Rivertown, and today's battle, the main lesson here is, well, when you're playing on a map that has a lot of terrain, for heaven's sake, use the terrain. You need to get the terrain to be able to win the fight. You can see, knowing this, I'm going to rush my men forward as fast as I can. My opponent is just going to sit idly, and we'll take a chance to take a look at his army now. You can see that he's got some bow samurai. He's got 3 bow samurai right there, and he has some katana samurai. He's got 2 of those, and then he has a lone sword Eshigaru and a Yari Eshigaru, and here's his general with the bow. And if some of you are wondering why the skins are not working for your general, that's because when you give him the bow, the skin breaks. You got to fix that up. And as for my force as well, you can see that I'm still kind of rushing forward. I want to make sure that even if he makes a last sprint, I have a good foothold. I've got 2 bow Eshigaru, and then I've got 3 katana samurai, and then 2 Yari Eshigaru. And you can see that I don't have any veterans for this battle. And here's my general, Matsuda Kagemaru, in all his glory. And really, what my opponent should have done, as I said, is just move his troops forward. And you can see he's moving up here, and cool sprites there. And yeah, I'm going to come in here and take the woods, and you're going to see some good maneuvering from me using my infantry. You can pretty much guess that this was a low money battle. My opponent was a 4-star general, and that means I outranked him by 2 levels. But knowing this, I decided not to bring any veterans, to just keep it nice and competitive, because I have been getting a lot of rage quits lately from people who are much higher level than me, and I know how it's like to play someone who has better troops. And even if the case that you do win and you have the person rage quit on you, it's just shameful, you know. It's not sportsmanlike. So let's skip into the action here. You can see that soon enough I'm going to realize that, well, I am using the terrain nicely, but I can use the terrain better. I'm going to position my bow Eshigaru over here on this ridge. And the bow units in Shogun Total War do this thing where if the guys at the back of the line are not in range of the unit, they'll move the whole unit forward to take shots. Whereas, let's say now, some of them might be in range of this unit over here, but only the first 4 or 3 lines will actually take shots, and that is mainly because, well, these guys aren't in range. And I realized this well into the skirmish, and I am going to lose a good number of men, but I'm going to also dwindle down one of his bone units. And you can see here, let's go just ahead and fast forward, and you'll just be able to see the shots going in and back out. And let's see if we can get my guys shooting. Here they are on the hill, taking shots into my opponent's troops, and his guys are down to 74, while my guys are down to 116 and 105. So it's looking good for me now. And my opponent is using the flaming arrows over here. Here they come right into my guys. I didn't want to run them away because this was a waste, in my opinion. Using flaming arrows at 2 units of bow Eshigaru who have browns on you isn't really the best use for your flaming arrows. But I guess my opponent knew that he needed to kill my bow units as quick as he can, since they did have a ground advantage, and that was actually quite smart. And so here they are again, and if you're wondering why my units look different than your units, like you can see, this guy has got a nice little robe on, and you know, this guy has got this weird hairdo, and you know, he's looking all serious and shit, and you know, this guy's going all Rambo. Mainly it's because I've got the unit variety pack. You can get that from Total War Center. So you can see here that people are dying. On my side, I've got my men are down to 87 and 90 men on each side. His troops are down to only 58. And this is when I realized that, oh, wait a minute, my guys aren't actually all shooting. Like, you can see the guys at the back don't do anything. So I decided to just target, right-click at my opponent's troops, and look what they do. They're going to move into this little tighter formation here. I'm trying to avoid the flaming arrows. That wasn't really perfect timing, but I did save some of my men. And I'm going to push them back in an attempt to have my opponent follow me a little bit, so maybe he gets in the water, and maybe I can, you know, get an even steeper shot at him. Because if he's like down here and I take shots from the top, it'll be amazing for me. But he knows this. He's not gonna have it, and he's gonna move his men backwards. So here they are, and there they go. And you can see here that I'm going to slowly start moving up my my bows. And my troops at the time are all hidden in the trees. And his troops are right here on the shore. And you can see that my troops are going to be moving back shortly forward. And it's saying that my hidden units are discovered because, well, they were the bows and they're hidden. So at this point, my opponent doesn't really know my army. If he didn't take a look at my army, he wouldn't know what they are. Look at this guy being all ninja-like and shit. He's being all serious. And they're all they're taking a group shit. And in the Matsuda infantry forces, this is something you have to do as a rites of passage. You have to all take a big group shit under these under the pine trees when you're fighting. And yeah. Look at them, they're all squatting in this really awkward position. Look at this guy, he's like, oh. They're like, yeah, we gotta be sneaky. This guy's got the banner, and he's got a man beard, so awesome man beard for an awesome banner carrier. And look at these, look at how the Yaryashigaru hide. At least they've got this, you know, this little stick thing going. So going back to where the actions actually happen, you can see that my man, oh, that man, you see, this guy, he got hit so hard that he didn't even need to squirm, you know? It's just instant kill, you know? There you go, this guy's like, oh, I can't wait for the perfect moment to strike my arrow into the enemies. Down you go! And then he's gonna be like, okay! It's gonna go right there. Did it kill anyone? No, we probably wouldn't be able to trace it anyway, but you can see that my bows are pretty much getting raped, and at this point I do activate rally because I knew that the main engagement was gonna take a while at least. And I wanted my men to stay in the battle as soon as I can. And look at this, his units are down to 36, and they're not even veterans, so this is just pure bad management of your bows. If you want to know how to not use their bows, this is a good example. So, first lesson of the day. Don't group your bows up like this. If you need to stretch them out and take a little bit more casualties, but you'll maximize your casualties after, do it. But trying to, you know, do this, especially when they've got this terrain difference. This terrain difference, it's gonna be when they, you know, can't position themselves properly. So you can see now that my bows are completely out of the picture. My opponent has lost pretty much one of his units. They're down to 28 men. He did have a numerical superiority, and they are better units than bow samurai. But I think if I managed my bows a little bit better, I would have been able to walk away with that fight. So now this is the situation that we're at. I've got better infantry. I know my infantry can take his infantry if I actually manage to bog them down, but I can't let his bow samurai attack my katana samurai and dwindle them down. So they are still hidden, and what I'm going to do is this. You'll see in a minute here that I'm going to start baiting my enemy's bows, and actually before I do that, I think I remember. Do I charge at him? I don't know. We'll see what happens here. So let's go ahead and just fast forward a little bit. And you can see that I'm moving my general. Now the rally ability went off. And you can see that one bow unit is coming dangerously close up the hill on its own. This is bait. I know it's bait, but I also know that I can take him out. And why not? Alright. And you can see here in the woods, there is my general, I believe. There he is. So let's see what he's doing. There he is. Here comes his cav. And they are trying to take shots at him, but he's not going to have it. And here they come. You can see that I put them into loose formation, and they are taking shots as they arrive into the fight. But I put them into close formation at the end, and that is going to devastate that unit there. And now he's going to try to take shots at me, but I know that he will. And once he actually starts to string his bows, my general's already turned around. He's going to run out of there, and I'm going to take that's about 4 casualties in that. For that little unit, maybe it wasn't worth it, but I wanted to see how my opponent reacted, and it's kind of like scouting. So you can see here that now he knows where my general is, he knows where my infantry is, but I'm going to do a move here that's interesting, and we'll see how effective that turns out. These guys over here who have already emptied their stomachs after the yummy beef udon bowls they ate before the battle from the awesome Matsuda kitchen women, they're going to start sneaking to the left side of the trees, and look at them, still sneaky, making sure not to step on those little precious steamy gifts that they had laid down a moment ago. And they're all just sneaking up over here on the left. And at this point I just decide to move my Yari Ashigaru to the right. And if you've already figured out what I am trying to do, then good. If not, you'll see. And you can see here that my opponent's still sitting there. He wants me to come to him. I'm not going to do that. I've got the hill advantage, and I don't really need to. He's got the bows. So you can see here that I'm moving my Yari Ashigaru closer and closer to his men, and I am baiting them. And now look what's going to happen. He doesn't see these guys, so from his perspective, he thinks my troops could be either hidden here, but my troops are actually here, and he still can't see them. So once these guys surface the hill, you can see now that I'm removing my Yari Ashigaru up, and once they surface the hill, here comes my Katana Samurai, and they are going to take shots at them. I would have ran them down at this point and avoided an engagement, but my opponent's gonna fail to do that. Here they come, all fresh. He's using his flaming arrows. Now is a good time actually, because that's gonna take a good number of casualties off my men, because it was from point blank. But now, here comes my Yari lines, and here comes Matsuda Kagimaro, and that is going to just massacre and butcher these bow samurai. And at the same time, his main forces, well, here they come. They're going to start to cross the river, and but by the time they get here, you can see that my units have already cleaned the matters up. Now, I don't want to leave the engagement like this, because I know that this isn't really a good setup. I don't want to be fighting in a situation like this. My men are not lined up properly, and this way my Yari Ashigaru will lose their defensive effectiveness. So I'm going to actually run back and claim yet a better position on the hill. And you can see here all the bodies of these bow samurai who got slaughtered by my ambush. And you can see that I'm going to run them back. I am running my Katana Samurai to this little part here, because you can see there's like a little dip. I don't know if you see it, but see, there's a little dip right here. So if I manage to hold my opponents at this little dip and then use my Katana Samurai, I can pretty much guarantee to pin them and outmaneuver them. And here they come. You can see that my opponent is just sending his units to me bulk. He's not really spreading around. There goes the spear roll, and I'm actually going to push down into these Lone Sword Ashigaru with my Yari Ashigaru. They are in guard mode, and at the same time I am running my Katana Samurai from the right one by one, and I'm going to commit them to the engagement also one by one. You can see that I'm still holding here. The morale of my opponent's troops is starting to waver. Here comes the first wave of Katana Samurai. And they're going to hit these guys from the side. He's going to try to counter-charge there, but I've got 2 more units coming, also from the same vicinity. And you can see that on the right now, I'm just going to engage my men in bulk. And the morale of his men is wavering. And all the meanwhile, one of his units did come back. And look what we have back here. His general is just standing and missing the fight, and he needs to be here right now, especially that he's fighting uphill. My general is in the vicinity, and he's using his bows, and you know, he's just inspiring his men, being all cool-like. And you can see that now my Yari Ashigaru are out of their spear wall, because I don't need it anymore. And after they have slaughtered and held the position that they were meant to hold, they just did their job, and they're going to charge down the hill. So you can see that I inspired one of my Katana units to make things a little bit quicker. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. Remember, terrain is very important when you're playing on maps like that, and don't mismanage your bows. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Remember to comment, thumbs up, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.